back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time, welcome. Glad you can be here. So today we got, for the second song of Sunday, we got Lunar C. The song is called Ring Song. It's produced by MASH. We all know, man, I'm a big fan of Lunar C. If you haven't heard it yet, make sure you go over to Shotgun the Aux. Listen to his interview he did with those cats, man. It's a lot of fun. I liked Lunar C a lot before I heard that interview, and now I like him a whole lot more and have a completely different respect for what he does and where he's come from. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure Shotgun the Aux. You can listen to the podcast on all the different podcasting platforms, or you can go over to YouTube. They got a channel. Check them out there. They got a bunch of really great interviews, but since Lunar C is one of them, just letting you know. So without further ado, let's jump in. Give it a listen.
Lunar C, MASH, I'll be fun like this. Yeah, I'm followed by a dark cloud rain. And the sun don't shine through my window.
It's so funny that I see him wearing this Purple Rain hoodie with the Prince poster in the background, because I recently got a new record player and I was looking at albums I wanted to buy, and I came across Prince, and I added that shit to my cart, man, because it's that friggin' Purple Rain album is just gold. But I want to stop it here too and talk about the production by MASH. Really loving the sound of this melody and this beat. It's catchy, man. I'm digging it. I'm gonna bring it all the way back here.
Lunar C, MASH, I'll be fun like this. Yeah, I'm followed by a dark cloud rain. And the sun don't shine through my window. In the morning, I'm followed by a dark cloud rain. And the sun don't shine through my window. In the morning, yeah. It's all just timing, the process is all inspiring. On top form, applying pressure like I'm forming diamonds. So high, I'm off the floor, defying the laws of science. The white so raw, it might sting like porcupine skin.
All right, I'm gonna bring this back. I'm really digging this flow, man, that Lunar has on this, and that's often I often say that, use that as a term. It's not mine, but I use it as no pressure, no diamonds, and I love that how he's saying, man, applying pressure like I'm forming diamonds. That's friggin' sick, and how he's floating above the ground like he's defying science. Lunar's on some different shit on this, man. This is cool.
It's all just timing, the process is all inspiring. On top form, applying pressure like I'm forming diamonds. So high, I'm off the floor, defying the laws of science. The white so raw, it might sting like porcupine skin. I'm not living the sort of life to be glorifying. You're talking shite and normalizing being poor at rhyming. I wear a crown of thorns, I'm Christ, you saw the light, and now you walk beside him. Too many thoughts of violence and corpses piling. You've got a tiny buzz.
What a friggin' bar, man, and his flow on this is insane.
Like porcupine skin. I'm not living the sort of life to be glorifying. You're talking shite and normalizing being poor at rhyming. I wear a crown of thorns, I'm Christ, you saw the light, and now you walk beside him. Too many thoughts of violence and corpses piling. You've got a tiny buzz like you're microdosing. You probably punch your grandmother for a viral moment. I'm prophesizing my
Ain't that shit true, man? The things that people do to get famous these days are absolutely disgusting. Some of the shit that people do, and the fact that a lot of people like that shit. Someone will do something absolutely disgusting, like punch their grandmother, or throw their kid across the room, or do whatever it is, and people are all over that shit, man. And that type of thing gets so many views and so many comments and so many shares. So hey, Lunar's not wrong, man.
beside him, too many thoughts of
Sorry about that.
I I wear a crown of thorns on Christ, you saw the light, and now you walk beside him. Too many thoughts of violence and corpses piling. You've got a tiny buzz like you're microdosing.
I didn't catch that the first time. You got a tiny buzz like you're microdosing, meaning like you know, maybe you're a YouTube rapper, or maybe you put out your first single or whatever it is. You know, you're doing your shit, but you got a tiny little buzz, and sometimes, you know, you get a little bit of that chatter, start to believe the hype, start to believe your own press, and then you start acting like a fool. And that's what he's saying here, man. You get a little taste of that, man. You get a little buzz, and you want more. You're the type of cat that will go and punch their own grandmother just to get that next step, just to get that more talk. Man, that's hard.
Thoughts of violence and corpses piling. You've got a tiny buzz like you're microdosing. You probably punch your grandmother for a viral moment. I'm prophesizing, my prophets rising, I'm writing omens. If the skies are closed when I die, I'm going to prize them open. I'm picking up the speed, but I'm not shifting gear. I know Jesus loves me, he didn't give me a ginger beard. And I've been doing...
Okay, so like I said, this is Lunar on different shit, man. He's on a whole other lane for me anyway, from what I've heard. He's all been like, all the stuff that I've done, he's all been clowning, right? Which I love. And he's been going hard on this track, and then he slips in that joke, I know Jesus loves me because he didn't give me a ginger beard. I have a ginger beard. In the right, son? This is all red. But yeah, man, so like I said, this is a whole other Lunar. I'm friggin' digging this. I'm loving what he's doing here. And slips in that joke, so let's keep going.
The skies are closed when I die, I'm going to prize them open. I'm picking up the speed, but I'm not shifting gear. I know Jesus loves me, he didn't give me a ginger beard. And I've been doing this for years. I shouldn't really have to use my own arm to lift my beard. Followed by a dark cloud rain. And the sun don't shine through my window in the morning. I'm followed by a dark cloud rain. And the sun don't shine through my window in the morning. You're talking about a life you don't know the half of. If there's 20k in your wrist, you count your steps in your smartwatch. Your cash is petty, you want bosses and...
Oh my God. He's talking about these cats, man, who are doing the, they rap about shit that's not real. We've talked about this a bunch of time on the channel, man. All these cats who are pretending to be something they're not, whether they're pretending to be a gangster, you know, and they're soft as shit, or they're talking about all the bodies they've got, all the money they got, all the cars they got, all the airplanes they got, and bitches, and drugs, and all that kind of shit they always talk about. And he says right there, if you say you have 20k on your wrist, you must be counting the steps on your smartwatch.
Don't shine through my window in the morning. You're talking about a life you don't know the half of. If there's 20k in your wrist, you count your steps in your smartwatch. Your cash is petty, you want bosses until you can still make money. You'll not have to set your alarm clock. I don't trust these pussies, they'll do anything for more fame. Begging it my forte, eloquent as always. Haters probably hoping that I end up in a court case, or I get cancelled like my 2020 tour day. It's good.
Man, that's, again, he's going hard, man. He's talking shit because he's saying he doesn't. You can't consider yourself a boss until you don't have to set your alarm clock. Talking about how he doesn't trust these people because he's probably met cats in this industry, man. People who said they were friends, they ended up not being friends. People in the industry who have wanted to do shit with him and take advantage of him, try to sign him to things, and just end up stabbing him in the back. And he's saying, you know, I don't trust you cats because you're a bunch of dirty bastards, and you're probably hoping that I get canceled like my 2020 tour date or get court case, because he knows, or you know, that you can't deal with Luna face to face, lyric to lyric. You know you can't do that, so you want him out of the scene, you want him gone rather than have to put up with him.
For more fame, begging it my forte. Eloquent as always. Haters probably hoping that I end up in a court case, or I get cancelled like my 2020 tour day. It's good to meet me, the pleasure is all yours. I'm getting the short straw here, less of the small talk. These posers don't share my music because they're scared the stupid fans won't rate them when they compare them to it.
Again, it's going right. He's brought it all back around to that, right? Like, there's people who are the same people who treat him like shit and he can't trust, are the same type of people who won't share his stuff because once they're afraid that if their fans see his level, that they're gonna not like the other people as much. There's some truth to that, man.
My music because they're scared the stupid fans won't rate them when they compare them to it. Old dirty bastard. I bashed the coke with dog worming tablets. My life's got a couple of concerning factors. When you know all the words to this song, learn them backwards. Followed by a dark cloud rain, and the sun don't shine through my window in the morning. I'm followed by a dark cloud rain, and the sun don't shine through my window in the morning.
Again, like everything about this song for me is completely different than what I'm used to getting from Lunar, but absolutely love this, man, on every level. Cool introduction to MASH as well, to hear this production. And the thing about this this hook, I really loved him on this hook too. And again, completely different from what I've heard from him. And it makes you kind of think that when I first heard the hook, I was thinking we're going to get a song about dealing with depression or whatever. But I wonder if that dark cloud is just maybe that there is that darkness about, like there's a dark side of the industry. There's a dark side of that. Maybe that's what he's talking about. He's followed by that. He's trying to do his own thing, be his own person, and not have to, deal with the dark side of the industry that keeps following me. And he sees, I'm just grasping at straws here, but he sees what other people are doing to get famous. He's seeing what record companies are doing, who they're putting in front of the camera and who they're promoting. There's a little bit of that darkness that is always around the industry. It kind of encases it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that. I mean, as a writer myself, there are times where you get into that situation where you're trying to produce something that is up to a standard that you hold yourself at, and you think you reach that, and then you see other people who are getting all the applause and all the recognition and all this, everyone's talking about them, all that kind of stuff, and you look at, it's impossible not to compare. And sometimes you do compare and say, well, how the hell is this out here and I'm not? How come they're getting all the shine and I'm not? It's very easy to feel that way, but you get the feeling like Lunar is saying, like, the dark cloud can follow me, it can block my sun, all that kind of shit, but I don't need it, and you can go piss off. That's kind of how I'm feeling this song. But I think this might be my favorite Lunar C song, man. Like, I've loved everything that he's done, but this is on a whole other level. I'm really digging it. Big fan of this track, man. Appreciate y'all coming by. I'm going to try to hit a couple cats this week that we haven't gone on the channel yet, which I think will be kind of cool. And I got lots of stuff to do today. I would love to do a couple more tracks. I really do, because I know it's been a while. But I got some issues with a leaking roof. We got an issue with, I got to replace a toilet because of some ice stuff, whatever's going on. So I got lots of stuff to do today. So unfortunately, I got to go start being a dad. So until Monday, stay safe and be good to each other.